Aside from a couple of mentions by historian Flavius Josephus, most of what we know about the life of Jesus is gleaned from the New Testament, mainly the Gospels according to Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Luke relates that the angel Gabriel called on young Mary, a Jewish woman, to announce that she would carry a child, although she was a virgin. She was to name the child Jesus, and he would become a great man, and people would address him as the Son of the Most High. Mary's betrothed, a Jewish carpenter named Joseph, received a similar visitation. According to Matthew, an angel told him that the child was from the Holy Spirit and would save his people from their sins. Near the end of Mary's pregnancy, the Roman Emperor Augustus called for a census. Luke notes that census requirements forced Joseph to take his future wife to Bethlehem, where his family had originated, in order to register. There, in the fields, because the inn was full, Mary gave birth to a son and laid him in a manger. Angels proclaimed that the baby was Christ the Lord and sent 3 shepherds to honor him. After seeing Mary's infant son, the shepherds spread the word far and wide, repeating all that the angels had told them. Matthew describes 3 wise men who came to Jerusalem from the east, searching for the child who would become king of the Jews. Prophecies and the stars had informed them that he had been born in Bethlehem. When King Herod heard gossip about this king-to-be, he worried that Jesus might cost him his throne, and he sent the wise men out to discover the baby's whereabouts. Herod insisted that they report back to him. The men did locate Jesus. They presented gifts and worshipped him. Then God warned them in a dream not to return to Herod's court, so they chose a different homeward route. Once again, God sent an angel to Joseph, this time with a warning that Herod would seek to destroy his son. The little family fled to Egypt. Meanwhile, the deranged king ordered every child in Bethlehem under the age of 2 murdered. Joseph, Mary, and Jesus went home to Nazareth only when an angel announced that Herod was dead and his son Archelaus had assumed authority over Judea. While the Gospels impart great detail surrounding the birth of Jesus, they have less to offer in regard to his childhood. Luke chronicles predictions from a devout Jew named Simeon and a prophetess named Anna that the boy would bring revelation and glory to Israel. Luke also represents young Jesus as a child, strong in spirit, filled with wisdom. And it is in Luke that readers learn about a family trip to Jerusalem for the Passover feast in Jesus' 12th year. They stayed a few days, and on the return trip, the young parents mistakenly believed that their son was with his friends somewhere in the caravan. When the first day of their journey ended, they realized Jesus wasn't there. He had stayed behind in Jerusalem, alone. Mary and Joseph hurried back to search for the boy and spent 3 days combing the city. Finally, they tracked him down in the temple, where he perched among the scholars, listening to sermons and asking questions. His understanding impressed the religious teachers, but not his parents. Mary demanded to know why he had worried them like that.
Did you not know that I must be about my Father's business?
Of course, the father he referred to was not Joseph, but God. Luke goes on to say that Mary remembered these moments as her son grew taller, wiser, and more favored among men and God. None of the Gospels offers factual information, however, about Jesus' life during the 18 years between the incident at the temple and his baptism by John, which happened when Jesus was about 30 years old. Matthew, Mark, and Luke agree that immediately following the baptism, the Holy Spirit guided Jesus into the wilderness, where Satan tempted him again and again, and angels remained at his side. The Gospel of John does not mention his withdrawal into the wilderness, but all the New Testament Gospels agree that when he returned to Galilee, Jesus began his ministry. In that time, the ministry consisted of unofficial outdoor gatherings where Jesus would preach to those who assembled to listen.